All right guys, a little bit of an update here. Recall we got the top end together. I want to get this top end up to the point where I can get the engine running for the first start. Make sure everything runs good, there's no issue. I've gotten the lower cradle up, but I really haven't hooked anything much up on the bottom. The cradle is up, but it's not tight. I'm just being held in with the 6 cradle bolts. Hooked up the power steering line, hooked up the cooler lines to the front of the coolers, hooked up the differential and the dry shaft, the front dry shaft, and that's pretty much it. Just want to be able to take it back down if there's any issue. So try to give it a first start and see how it goes. Hey guys, so welcome back here to the 535xi where we're doing the chain module replacement in car. And so we've got pretty far. You guys saw the first start, sound pretty good. We've gotten the cradle up, differential fully hooked up. We've got the passenger side that is all hooked up. Passenger side's all hooked up. Brake calipers on, wires, electrical connection for the sensors have all been connected. Suspension's been connected and tight. Our connection point arm is connected there and tight. Our axle bolt is snug. That still has to be torqued. We'll do that later. We have got the passenger side that we've got to hook up. We're going to go ahead and do that now. And then after that, we're going to torque the subframe. And after we torque the subframe, we'll get this thing down on its wheels. We will finish hooking up all the on top here with the air filter and so forth. And then we're going to go through hooking up to the computer, clearing the codes, run it, see if there's any active codes, and then do a test drive. Okay, so we're almost there. Hey guys, so couple things here. The differential, when I'm filling the oil on the differential, I had the bolt off before I put the subframe off, and then I ran a long tube with a hose, a flexible hose that fit right into the differential, and I filled it up all the way from the top, and then I had a container at the bottom. When it's full, it overflowed. So once this is starting to overflow a little bit, you know you're full. Now with the axle in, I don't know if you guys can see that, with the axle in, there's really not much room to get that bolt in. So what I had to do was to try to reach up here and just get it started with my hand, get the bolt started with my hand right there, and then come in here with a socket and an extension right there to bolt it up. So that's filled, that is fully bolted up there. What else? Getting the subframe up, it's not that bad. The tricky part is this particular side right here, getting this subframe up into this guide, and then reaching in and bolting this bolt through the subframe to the other side. Because the front bumper tends to want to pull back, and you don't have much leverage to try to push it back, it's very difficult to try to align this. So what I did was trying to get a punch in from this side to align the hole while pushing the bolt through. And once I was pushing the bolt through, at the same time trying to have the punch, or trying to leverage the punch to align the hole. It's a little bit difficult, but if you keep trying at it, you'll get it. If you guys got another way, let me know. This is the only part that I find a little bit frustrating and difficult. The other side, you have more room and you have a little bit more access, but you've got your cooler right here, which don't give you a lot of room. On this side here, there's a lot of room. You can see there's a whole lot of room right there. Okay. The engine mount, torquing the engine mount to the subframe. Here's a, you guys can see, right? This engine mount, it's got to be torqued this here, so the subframe, you guys can see here, that mount right there, you have to torque it in between right here. You got to get a socket and extension in right here, but the subframe's got to drop enough with the engine so you can get a socket in to torque that mount bolt. So before you bolt your subframe up, make sure that bolt is on and torqued. This is a little bit pain point right here because you don't have a lot of room. You have your cooler lines running, and that becomes an issue. This side here is not a problem because you have room from this side. You can reach in and you can torque this bolt right here. Right here, you can torque this bolt right here, which I did. You don't need to go through the subframe. Okay. Make sure your power steering cooler line, this line, is above the engine bracket mount and not below it. Okay, that's, make sure, because if not, it's going to be tight and it's going to be having a lot of tension on it. And then for your steering rack, you can see here, it's very easy to reach up here and connect the two and then bolt it up. And that's what I did right there. Bolted up my lower suspension to my strut, connected my axle and just snug it in with the Allen key head with my impact gun. Just snug it, that's got to be torqued. And then connected my upper bolt right there. Then put my caliper on and bolt my caliper up and put my spring for my caliper. That's pretty much for this suspension. I'm working on the other side right now. Okay. Bolting up the differential is very easy. You can rotate this and bolted it up right here. I did not disconnect it from my transfer case, so it was a lot easy for me to do that here. Okay. Now I'm gonna go connect this side and get this all set up. Okay. Suspension axle support bolts are all torqued, so that's good. Now suspend, tighten the axles, wheels on. Our engine's running. You can see we're burning out a lot of the oil from the back there. Last step, we need to torque the axle bolt. So what I did, I jammed the inside, I set the seat with an extension against the brake to lock the brake. Also, we are going to put our parking brake up. Okay, and we're going to torque these 210 Newton meters plus 90 degrees.